Hey guys, Craig from Accelerate Auto Electrics and Off-Grid Touring here. Come check out this Hilux that we've just done a Canopy build on, featuring the all-new Enerdrive slim 200 amp hour battery and the Redarc TVMS RedVision system. Come check it out. Righto guys, and now we are inside the Canopy where all the magic happens. So quick run through of all the components, and I'll run through each bit in detail. So today for this Canopy, this one's set up so it's sort of future expandable for the customer. This is the heart of the operations, I guess, so it'll give them everything they need to for now, and then if they want to keep adding little bits and pieces down the track, they absolutely can. So what we've done for these guys, we've got one of these brand new Enerdrive 200 amp hour slim lithium batteries, super slim, don't take up much space at all. We've got the Redarc Manager30 for all the charging operations, and we have the Redarc RedVision or TVMS system, which is going to be the central control hub of the Canopy. And they've also got just a generic switching box here for their cigarette sockets and lights and plugs and those bits and pieces. Let's take a closer look at all these components and what they do. Okay, so the main hub or the main heart of the operations in here is this one here, the elephant in the room, which is the Enerdrive new 200 amp hour B-TEC slim lithium batteries. Now these guys are super compact, which means they're absolutely excellent for these types of Canopy installations where you really want to maximize all the room in your Canopy. No longer do you have a big dead void space of a big wide 200 amp hour. You've got these nice super slim line ones. They sit right up against either the front or the back wall, wherever you want them, out of the way. Really awesome option here, guys. Obviously being an Enerdrive product, they've got the 5-year warranty. Obviously the extremely good build quality, you all know that Enerdrive do. And they also come with Enerdrive's lifetime support as well. So for the life of the battery, obviously you have free technical support through Enerdrive or through us for that matter, if you ever have any questions. Now down to the nitty gritty of this one, guys. The main thing with lithium batteries, as you're probably all aware by now, is what their discharge capacity is, or what they can actually run. A lot of slimline lithiums traditionally have a lot lesser of a maximum discharge capacity, meaning you're limited as to what inverters you can run. That's not the case with these ones. These guys have a 250 amp discharge for up to a 30-minute period, which means you can easily run 2000 watt inverters, even up to 3000 watt inverters, with no hassles at all. So you can run all your kettles, toasters, coffee machines, any of those appliances that you want to, with no hassles whatsoever, and it's going to take it like an absolute champ. So to be able to obviously charge this Enerdrive lithium battery, we need some sort of charging source. So what we've done in this case for this customer is we've fitted the Redarc Manager30. So the Manager30 is what we call like a central power supply unit for the battery. So it charges by one of 3 ways. First way, vehicle itself, which is via a built-in DC to DC charger. So what that means is when the car's turned on and it's running, it's going to be taking a bit of power from the alternator from the car, boosting it up and physically cramming it into the battery. So it's physically charging that battery at a rate of 30 amps, which is a really good, nice, fast charge current for these batteries, which means the more you drive, obviously the quicker it's going to charge up, the more power you're going to have when you're stopped and pulled over. Second way these charge is by solar. So the customer already had a couple of solar panels fitted on the roof of this one. So what we've done, we've wired them up to this baby right here, and then while the car's stopped and pulled over, that means it's going to keep this battery charged by the solar. So theoretically, if you had plenty of sunshine, it would run the fridge infinitely, and it's going to have plenty of charge there for when you do use your higher current loads like your induction cookers and your coffee machines. So you've always got that spare power there. Now the third way that these charge is actually by 240 volt or mains. They're just a really simple old style kettle cord like here, and they just plug into the side, and you just plug this into any of your household wall sockets, and that's going to allow that battery to charge up via mains. So if you have weaker cloudy weather and you're not driving anywhere and you need to charge it up, you can just pull up to a caravan park or up to someone's house, plug it in, it's going to charge up nice and quickly for you. Should also mention with these, we can, if you want to, wire them up to a caravan style 15 amp inlet on the exterior, so that you can have everything shut up and still charge it if you want to. In this case, customer wasn't fussed about that, so just gone for the old kettle cord option. Okay, so now on to, I guess, the switching operations of the Canopy. So what we've got here, it ties in really nice with the Manager30, is a Redarc RedVision, or otherwise referred to as the TVMS system, which stands for Total Vehicle Management System. These guys here tell you everything you'd ever need to know on most your either caravan or car touring sort of setups. So essentially they can switch all of your lights, your sockets, fridges, anything you want essentially that's 12 volt, you can be switched via this setup, which is all controlled via the screen, which I'll run through closer in a second. Essentially, all the power gets run in and out of here. All the fuses are quite nicely lined up here, so if you ever do have a faulty appliance or something does happen and you blow a fuse, really easy to get to, really simple to look at and access and to tell that it's blown, so that makes that really handy. Another thing that this TVMS or RedVision system does is water tank monitoring. In this case, there's no water tanks on board, so it's not a problem. But we do see a lot of caravans, a lot of cars, setups that do have onboard water tanks, in which case you can often use existing water tank probe sensors, or you can buy Redarc's own probe sensor kit, wire that into this, and it'll display your water tank levels through here. They also have another couple of good features, such as like your temperature sensors. So if you want to, you can even put the temperature sensor from this into your fridge, and that way you've got a readout on here exactly what temperatures are going on. So in summary, this just essentially looks after everything that's switching and monitoring inside the Canopy. They are also linked to the Manager30 in the way that you can see exactly how much or how little charge is going in and out of the batteries and what charge source it's coming from. For this Canopy, customers opted for something super simple and easy to start with, which can be expanded on later. So what we've just done for the time being and for what they wanted for now is just a really simple power distribution panel, which means it has got a couple USB cigarette angle sockets and the likes of down here. Simple voltmeter, not that you need that because the batteries have built-in Bluetooth. Obviously a little fuse box here as well to run other stuff. So if he has more components in the end than what you can run through the RedVision, he can run them off this as well. It's just a really nice, basic, simple power distribution board essentially for all these other bits and pieces. So let's look at this RedVision screen in more detail. Now, something I should mention is that these are also Bluetooth compatible, which means that you can connect them to your phone as well. So everything in here can be controlled wirelessly through your phone. You can also add a second monitor. So we haven't in this case, but if you want to, you can have a second one of these screens inside the cab of the car, which means that you can control the Canopy and the car, any accessories inside the car, all off the one screen, well, off either screen and also through your phone. Now, function-wise through this, so this is the main default home screen page that you're going to see on the RedVision screen. Essentially, the information it gives you is time, obviously time of day, your battery percentage of there, so at the moment we're at 100%, and a visual representation on the side of how full or how empty the battery is. We've also got just below it, which tells us how it's charging. So what we've got there is battery's full, so it's obviously not accepting any charge at the moment. So we can see there that it's only put in 0.4 amps, which is just enough to counteract the running of the system pretty much. Which is, and then yeah, power being fed from the battery, power going to the load, so any of the appliances, and then what the charger, the Manager30 is putting in. Also on this little side column here, we have got what charge source is the batteries being charged from. At the moment, the car's turned off. There's no power plugged in, so it's charging off of solar. So the little solar symbol is illuminated. If you were driving, the vehicle sign would be illuminated, and likewise, if you're plugged into mains, the little mains plug light there would be illuminated. You can also change the screens across here which just tells you a bit more solar information, a bit more battery information, and the likes of. You can see stated charge per hour, heaps of little statistics, the solar input for the day. You can really customize these quite a bit and see exactly what's going on inside the system and what the system's been producing throughout the day. So it records like a history as well. For the switching operations, back on the main screen, essentially down each side, that's what these buttons are primarily for, is so that any switches, plugs, appliances, anything inside the canopy that you want switched is done through here. So at the moment, we've got the fridge on here. We've got the two left and right backlights, and that's all the lights we have installed for the moment. Like I said at the start of the video, the customer can easily expand the system later on by installing his own lights and everything else that he wants to, or we can, and then just wire it directly into this, program this, and you're good to go. As simple as that. And that's just all controlled through here. The other really handy thing about these TVMS units or RedVision units is that they have some controlled inputs as well. Now, you might be wondering what that means. Essentially what that means is that you can have a couple input triggers in here, so let's say for instance, you want to run a set of spotlights, but you only want them to come on with high beams. So you can actually run a high beam trigger to these units and program the lights. So you wire the lights up to this, so wire it up, so those lights will only turn on when the RedVision sees the car's high beams are on. That can also be used for heaps of different circumstances for different appliances that you only want to turn on when a switch is triggered. So for instance, you could have some internal lights in the canopy that are triggered when the doors open, if you want to. The possibilities are sort of endless. You can program to do whatever you want, how you want it, and automate it so it really suits your needs. One of the main reasons we choose Redarc for a lot of our systems for charging and switching is for a number of reasons. Most of their range is Australian made, and they have the best after sales backup anywhere in the country. If you have an issue with the Redarc product, Redarc's team is always available to take a call. Give them a call. They're super helpful, super friendly, and will help you out as much as they can. The other great part is their Australia-wide network. Obviously, there's basically no towns around that don't have some form of Redarc dealer or someone who deals with Redarc. So you know that no matter where you are, the closest town is more than likely going to have an auto sparky who can deal in Redarc and can help you out with any issues that you're having. They also come standard with a 2-year warranty. However, they're fitted through a Redarc Red Network approved dealer like ourselves. You do get that extra 3rd-year warranty free of charge as part of us doing the installation. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, if any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. Chuck us a like and a subscribe. Check out all of our other builds up here, and YouTube thinks you should watch this.